Today we are heading northwestern Uganda to visit Semuliki National Park. There are a number of smaller hot springs as well as two large ones, one of which has an opening about 8 meters to 6 feet wide. The water and the surrounding land are rich in salt and sulfur, which attract an unusual large population of shorebirds. Many of them feed on the same type of fish, similar to the lungfish that lives in the mud around the spring. The short natural trail loops around the hot spring from the park hot spring office at Sempaya. My name is Noor Ismail Nozul, diesel engineer, filmmaker, storyteller. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and traveling to the remotest part of the world.
I get up and you're a stranger, out of sight, out of mind, no wanting to surrender.
A ranger guide here at Semuliki National Park.
Sure.
I'm going to take you through for egg boiling.
Sure.
And egg boiling will actually be done at the female. Then from the female, we will proceed to the male.
Okay.
And as the nail of the fact, I can see we can now make the reverse too. For us, we start from the male and then we'll end up with the female.
There's no
How came for it to be called a male and a female?
Yes.
There is the cultural attachment. And for the sake of time, let's just get into the vehicle. We have a small drive, then we start from from the male, and then we will have to end from the female.
Male always first.
Male is already first.
Okay.
When?
Oh, female.
When did male be?
The male always first.
Well, they will be hungry with us now. Female first. This is a 1 kg engine, turbo diesel, Toyota Prado. Now we're heading to the male hot spring. There are two. We have two. It's like phase-2 across the western Uganda.
Eggs from just there.
Okay.
Yes. And then No, we'll have to come back and then we'll have to boil from there.
From that side.
From that side.
Okay.
Otherwise, feel free from here to where we are supposed to be.
Yeah.
It will just take us around 1.5 kilometer walk.
And now we are heading to the hot spring to have bird watching, walking. From 1932 to 1993, the area covered by Semuliki National Park was managed as a forest reserve, initially by the colonial government and then by the Uganda Government Forest Department.
25 of it. It is savanna, like what we are going to be
All right.
from here.
Like savanna.
Like savanna. And then 15% of it is the swampy right of that. And then as you can see, from here just around 5 meters, we'll start getting out of this forest zone. Then we start walking on the mat of a knocking and with the swamping. But I won't actually be skating in the mud due to
The surface, this is muddy and wet land.
And due to that establishment of the boardwalk, which was just established since 2001 up to present, is always maintained.
And so the meaning is the mixture of the savanna grassland, waves, and some rainforest, right?
This is the rainforest.
Yeah, sure. And this is connected all the way to Ituri rainforest.
This is instead an extension of the Ituri of Congo. And the moment you are here, there is no need for you to think of going to Congo or going anywhere. This is an orientation.
Semiliki is well known internationally.
International.
This is a hot spring, and we are in the Semuliki National Park right now, and having the walk
To the Nile.
the Mel hot spring. It was made a national park by the government in October 1993 to protect the forest as an integral part of the protected area of the Western Rift Valley. The park is part of the network of protected areas in an Albertine Rift Valley. Other protected areas in the network include Rwenzori Mountains, Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, Kibale National Park, Queen Elizabeth National Park, Virunga National Park in the DRC, and Volcan National Park in Rwanda. Of people. That's marvelous.
And then we are almost getting out of the forest zone. Now going on much of the savanna.
The vegetation of the park is predominantly medium altitude, moist, evergreen. The scenic view of this part of the world is amazing. Really amazing. It's like I'm a part of Korea or China somewhere there. Walking in the really this beautiful. Really beautiful. Look at this. You never won't believe it. This is Uganda. And remember, this is across the Pearl of Africa, Phase-2, across the western Uganda, where we're going to find the magic. This is where we're headed right now, is to find the magic places.
And then you can just have a look, and then you see the clear scenery of this is an extension of Rwenzori Mountains, and it can just be seen.
You see people are planting
This is an extension of
Rwenzori, that's I can call it the foot.
the footsteps.
Yeah.
The footsteps for Mount Rwenzori. Yes, but you can let it be arranged. Arranged
the
that
beginning.
is the smallest part of the main mountain.
Yeah, remember Mount Rwenzori is approximately 120 kilometers long and 60-something kilometers wide. And just here is the beginning, the full step of Mount Rwenzori, the well-known, internationally rated and claimed to be the number what?
Worldwide, it is regarded to the third.
The third, the top 5. The area of Semuliki National Park is distinct ecosystem within the large Albertine Rift ecosystem. The park is located at the junction of several climatic and ecological zones, and as a result has a higher diversity of plant and animal species and many microhabitants. Most of the plant and animal species in the park are also found in the Congo Basin forest. With many of those species reaching the eastern limit of their range. Park visitors like us, we are now engaged in bird watching, walking to the savanna grassland, hiking through the 13 kilometers Kirumia Trail, and visit the hot spring where the water is hot enough to cook eggs and plantain. We're gonna call it a fishing day and gonna explore the magic, and call it the magic places. Wow, what a day. And now we are heading to the heaven. This is how people walk in heaven.
later going to see the Heavenly Father. The same type of work.
Yes, indeed it is. So here we are. Just 200 meters and then we reach the mountain.
Even I feel let it extend. It gives more 400 meters.
Wow. This boardwalk itself covers 900 meters.
Fantastic.
From where we have started, really where we are going to end.
Really, scenery here is where if you want to make your farming.
I'm getting the smell of magnesium.
Yes, that is that you can smell that irritating smell for sulfur.
Sulfur.
Yes, sulfur.
Wow. I was in Kidepo last month. I've also seen the same spot
The same spot.
at the extreme border end with the southern
Yes,
Sudan.
with the southern
It's called
Sudan,
Mount Ike Mountain.
On the Iki
I
Mountain.
was there.
Yes.
So our job is to explore and share.
The park has 2 hot springs in a hot mineral encrusted swamp. Those hot springs attract a large number of shorebirds and provide salt licks for many animals.
How do you say that? There's another word to use, extreme. You have heard it. It's extremely. It may be extremely for your eyes as well. So fantastic.
This is now.
Where we are. So finally we made it.
Yes, finally we are here. And you can just look on that pool of water. So the depth of it is 5.6 meters. In feet you can compute it. And then it is almost around 16 to 17 feet. If you can compute 5.5, 5.6 meters.
Sure.
And then from here, initially, these are the result of volcanicity that happened during the ice aging. That's yes, ice aging. That
How many million of years?
It was between 12 to 1,800
Million of years.
ago.
Never even existed of a human being.
Before the existence of the so-called Jesus Christ.
What about the earth?
Sure.
Yes. And then here, this you can just see this white company.
Sure.
These are Galatians lake.
Okay.
And
These are what?
Galatians. These are Galatians lake. And you can see those green. Green. Yes. These are plants.
Plants.
Yes, called orange. And then when you can even see those reddish brown, that is an evidence that those are iron deposits. And our water here constitutes around 37 minutes, of which you can start with the one which you are smelling, which is has the irritating smell. That is the sulfur. You can even smell this ammonia compound. And our water constitutes a high percentage of calcium.
Sure.
That's why usually you can even manage to see those calcium today. And then initially we don't actually recommend people to have a walk from here up to there. Why not? In the instances, these are initially they were clay soils, but later on they changed to be sedimentary rocks. Anytime you cannot rely on them.
But I think it's not an active volcanic eruption still.
Instead, a dormant.
Okay.
But
Here you I used to see why is vegetation. Even I saw it in the Kidepo, that's the extreme end of Iki.
Kind of grass.
Why?
The Iki is on that edge of
Sudan
Kidepo
with
Mountain.
Uganda, yes.
Remember,
Yeah.
this soil does well on the alkaline soil. Because it is called cypress, for it grows well.
Yeah, throughout the year.
Yes,
It's
from
just
the,
green.
on the alkaline or on the soil that is infertile.
Okay.
That's why it does it. And this is just a poisonous plant.
Okay.
The moment you plant it at your compound, you know that you'll be just doing a service for your soil. What if it happens? That's how deadly it is.
Sure.
That's why it is basically preferred to be on the alkaline soil. Yes.
You think this is not the point where the eruption was being occurs million of years? This is a spot and they say,
Lastly into that. And the moment you are just here, this is an orientation in the Albertine region. Albertine region is the place that is affiliated with a lot of forces. When you talk of compression, when you talk
Tutekayo
of
mwana
faulting,
nedda.
those are all
Tutekayo mwana ayinza okutereka.
on the Albertine region.
Tufune ekizuuwa.
In Albertine, it is even where we have even Rift Valley. which stretches away from West Africa up to
Rift
South
Valley escarpment from, sure.
From West Africa.
This
up
is
to
male.
West Africa. This is the male. And what made it be a male?
Correct. This is not what you don't want to hear. Correct. You bring it at the right place.
What made it be a male, it is the cultural aspect. Initially here, there was the clan of people called the Bamaga. And Bamaga, how they emerged, it was after the intermarriages between the Bakonjo, the Bamba, the Barwisi, the Pygmies, those short people, and even the cattle keepers called the Batuku. As we are coming, you saw those flat zones, flatlands. Those were the people called the Batuku. Then how it came, there was a marriage couple that was the Mutoro man and the Mutoro woman. As we are coming from Fort Portal, initially trading was actually done across Uganda. From here to Congo using the forest, you have to walk between 16 to 18 kilometers using the forest. But using the highway, you can walk 6 kilometers. From here to Bundibujo, you have to walk 23 kilometers, then 13 to reach to Nyahuka to Busunga border, Uganda and Congo. Then here how happened? When that married couple were coming, they got lost from one of these hills, and then they just heard the sound of the waterfall. Then as they tried to descend, to move towards the waterfall, that's how they came to find a man who was moving in a zigzag, whom none of them has never seen. When they tried to run away, not trying to save their life, they ended up meeting that plan of a Saija plan that emerged after the marriage between those 5 tribes that I have, that I listed at first. Those were the Bakonjo, the Bamba, the Barisi, the Congolese, and the cattle keepers. Then when they met them, immediately, when they met that man who was moving in a zigzag, they got frightened. Trying to run, they encountered that the Osage clan. That clan opted to adopt him. They stayed with him years went on when he requested to marry one of their daughters, whom he later named Nyansimbi. Then the intent was a hunter. He didn't leave his daily routine. He continued hunting and doing food gathering. Then one day, when he continued coming to hunt, he got lost. He got lost, and how he came to get lost, he lamented to those whom he had that it could actually be his last time to be seen. But the members, his family members whom he had, none of them took it as a concern. Then he disappeared mysteriously. No one who knows his whereabouts. Then it happened, the search conducted that lasted between 3 to 4 days. Then when they just found here, you see where this small hut, it's where they recovered one of his clothing. That was his backloads, a spear, and his hunting.
So those are the legendary story.
To interact us with the heir of the clan, who is around 105, 107 years. Even himself, he was prone to be a heir when he tried to ask his father. His father would not specifically recall the exact years. Then when the family members recovered those 3 items, that was his backload, spear, and his hunting dog, they went home to inform the rest of the family members. Instead of his wife accepting to be brought from here, she got lost and she opted to come and do a private search. Instead of her coming here, she got lost and her belongings were got from where I would take you to the female. That's how this came to be a male, and from where I'm taking you to be a female. And not only here, there is, we have even another thing called the sons. It's where the elder son of the 20 was formed.
Are we also going there?
No, it is umbrella, it is strictly done basically for the researchers. For you to access there, it is there is always buffaloes, elephants. It's much risky. It is always
in a
done
park.
early in the morning. It is around 15 kilometers by the place. The sun is going to be. And then that's how geography or culture brings it out into that way. We could have from this place other names, but tourism work hand in culture. That's how we
hand in
operate.
hand, yes, to maintain.
As everything started from the waterfall which we had as we are done. And I think as we are going back, I can take you.
Finally, we are at Mungiro Falls. They come from just from the on the Mount Rwenzori, and then when it just skips, without these, our hot springs would be no more. And this is the originality
managed by National Forest Authority, but I can also take you
All right,
have a
we're
look
gonna
at
be
it so that
glad to see
you go here having the total coverage for how did this come to be a male and how did the other came to be a female and what brought everything started from the pot from the other
falls.
Mungiro Falls.
Falls.
Those Mungiro Falls, I think they could not have even had, because when they had actually got lost without those falls, they could either go to lost and then they could have come out from either Kasese or in Congo. Yes, that's how everything started from.
Wow, what a wonderful, wonderful, fascinating story of the place. And to me, I think this is going to be the story of the day. Wonderful. In detail from the right, I love to give you first-hand information. And here we are, fascinating story, and what a colorful and wonderful day, and blessed to be here. Get the story. Those are the story of the legendary story from the ancestral up to now. Is still a life story, like a live volcanic eruption.
And here, even up present, the clan of that where that man came from, even up present, they do come to praise the spirits. They always come in their ritual to do ritual sacrifices. They always come either late October, because those are the days when they disappeared, or early November. They always sacrifice goats, chicken, and even do local brewery so that it frees the spirit. And even up to now, they recovered the spear and even the back cloth for their feet, even up to present. And it's not us who are supposed to renovate their hut. It is upon to them. But,
you know how to do it.
How it always happens is when they start having misfortunes and have started getting like a bad dream
and bad luck and bad news.
Always it happens, and then they just make another
and it works for them.
They do up to rest.
Wonderful.
And here it is taken as a shrine. People always do come here to carol to the ritual sacrifices. People who are barren, women who are seeking for fertility, they always come here to carol to those rituals. We can now have a walkover. We see the originality of everything.
Originality and the practicality of this place.
Come along.
Wow.